Hello, everybody, and welcome to Distribution Unpacked. I'm Charles McLaughlin, and with me today is Danae Ricketts, a sales manager at Pilot. Danae, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Why don't you and I go way back. We've done these episodes before, but why don't you just take a quick moment to tell our audience a little bit more about yourself and your role within the distribution space at Pilot?
Yeah, so I have been working with Pilot for about 4 lovely years.
Yes.
I'm a sales manager. So what that really just means is I'm really diving into the product, learning the brand, and wanting to kind of just show what our brand and Pilot means. We have a long history. It's a Japanese company, so what that means is just really quality products that we bring to the table, and I'm always excited to share that.
Yeah.
We have really good products like G2, Friction, and Precise that we bring to the table, and I'm all about educating and providing that for our consumers as well as any of our everyday end users.
Pretty big role, all that education across the channel, So let's start by talking about some marketing trends. I know you guys are always, looking at the next trend in writing. I remember when you first erased that pen marker with the Friction line back in the day. So what are some of the market trends most impacting your business today, and where are you guys choosing to focus?
Yeah, so there's a lot of going on within the writing instruments category. Looking at just sustainability is a big one. People are wanting to know, okay, if I use this, am I helping the environment? And so we take that seriously, what our consumers have to say. So with our line, our B2P line is a very big line that is our bottle to pen. So what we use is recycled material to make that body of the pen, but it doesn't eliminate any of the practicality or the quality that's in that refill.
Right.
So anytime somebody picks up that pen, they feel as though they're contributing to the society. They're using it with content, and they're using it with a little bit of a mindfulness.
Yeah.
We also, a big trend that we're seeing is education-wise, like how are teachers using our products? So you mentioned Friction, that erasable line. We're seeing that within the community of the teachers, they're learning that writing is such a fundamental way of children to focus.
Yeah.
So they're able to use Friction in a way that allows them to erase those mistakes.
Sure.
They can use them in colorful languages as well, but they also get to have a little bit of depth with science and bringing that into the product. So anytime you're using an eraser or Friction, you're creating heat. You're generating heat to that page.
Yeah.
So it's molecular thermosensitive ink, and that dynamic is what erases the ink off that page.
Right.
So we set up all of these packets that teachers can use to kind of develop that language for the students, whatever grade they're in.
Right.
And that's all on our website. And so education's a big piece, sustainability, and just being there when the consumer has a demand in the marketplace that we want to meet.
Absolutely. And you mentioned education. Obviously, that's a big vertical market for you guys. But I'm kind of curious is when you look at other vertical markets in our channel that we play in, whether it's state and local education, government, your enterprise office building, what are some of those unique demands on some of your key verticals? And how are you meeting those unique demands with your product offering?
Yeah, so when we're looking at SLED, so that is people want affordability. They want something that they use reliability. That's something that immediately we offer G2 with. So you're going to get consistency, you're going to get the smoothness, but you're also going to get it for an affordable price. Yeah. And then even with Friction and Precise in that marketplace, they're also looking for something that's a little bit unique to the user itself. Whether that be a gel, something that they want that's quick to dry a little bit, even a ballpoint where it has a little bit more of an oil texture when they write. That's something that we see in the educational space as well as our small business. So looking at pack sizes as well, what do we offer to them? Is it something like a big tub that has 36 pieces in there and something that, we can have them steal pens at the office, take them home.
Right.
So that's something that when we look at each vertical, we try to tailor what it could be for those different unique.
Sure. And what about that classic core item, that Pilot G2?
Yes, the classic core. We are doing, we like to develop as much as we can with G2. So even within that space, we have 47 colors. So we're looking at something that has transformed over time, but we also updated the barrel. People love that clear barrel. And now we are looking at everyday people are trying to have a little bit of wellness in their everyday workplace. So what we did is we updated the barrel to have a little bit more of a mindfulness with a strip on the barrel. That's like a nice feel good. You know how you take out work a little bit?
Yeah,
you want to click the pen a little bit.
Kind of fidget thing on there.
That's our new G2 Edge. So that's something that we bring to the marketplace that it has that met need of just a little bit of texture on that barrel.
I have to give that a try, actually. I don't know if I've tried the Edge yet.
A sample for you. I got you.
See that's one of the perks of the job, I suppose. So tell me a little bit about how our customers can succeed with your product, right? Because you have a lot of resources, a lot of different product lines. Obviously, education is a huge play. So how can our wholesale distributor, our wholesale dealer, go to these markets and win with the pilot product line?
It's all about accessibility. It's about assets. We want to make sure that we're updating the assets. If, the user has different point sizes they want to try, want to make sure that we are educating them on those different point sizes and what we carry and what those different point sizes mean. Whether it's color, if we're looking just a core color, or are they looking for something that is relatable to a gel, an oil-based, a hybrid? So assets is a big one. We want to make sure that we're putting them on the websites, videos that explain some of our products, like our Friction brand. Once you use it and understand it, it's such a lovely brand. So we want to make sure that we're providing that assets not only to the SPR sales team, but to our consumers. So we want to make sure that that is as provided. And then sampling. Sampling is such a big opportunity with the writing instrument market. And I want to be able to provide that for all of our team members as well as the consumers to get a little bit of a use. So anytime that they need sampling and that assets together, that's something that we definitely know.
Yeah, it's winning at the end user level is so critical, right? Especially with this new generation of teachers coming in. They're learning everything online that informs their purchase decision. So making it easy for them not only to discover and learn about the product, but to purchase the product as well, right? That's the big focus
takeaway.
there.
Yes.
That's awesome. So we have a tradition here on the show these days where we ask the same question to our guests. So SP Richards, our tagline is simplifying complexity, and you're pretty familiar with all the complexity that's involved in the distribution channel. So what complexity are you focused on today, and how are you approaching that in the distribution space?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Simplifying everything, not only from what the consumers go out and they want. We have so many products.
Sure, yeah.
So sometimes just
and
narrowing it
within
down.
the product, 47 colors, right?
Yeah, you're like, how do we narrow that down to what we need? And that's what talking with those consumers and actually getting the feedback. It's the way we package things, the language that we're using. It's very simplified, but also the assets that we're using. We want to make sure we're hitting that top level. 4 bullet points. It's what you need, how does it work for you, and how can you use it? So that's something that we're looking at all the time with simplifying a lot of that.
I love that, the product line consolidation, the focusing on the solution for the customer. That's the big takeaway for sure. So as we wrap up, Danae, I want to make sure we take a moment for you to talk to our customer base, to talk to that distribution community, to let us know anything else that we may take away about your role at Pilot or Pilot in general today.
Yeah, Pilot is here for the consumer. Like I said, we have a long legacy with quality and craftsmanship, and we want to make sure that every product that we use has that quality and level of care, all the way down from our manufacturing line, all the way to our distribution center at Pilot. Our campuses are all held in Jacksonville, Florida. So even though we're getting products from Japan, we try to simplify a lot of that coming into the office space.
Right.
A lot of our G2 are handmade in Jacksonville, Florida as well. So on that campus, we're trying to make sure that things are ready for the consumer, they're available, there's not a long lead time, and I'm involved in all the extra steps to getting it to the consumer at the end of the day. So if you need me, sampling is the best way, assets is the best way, and also just understanding the product. I'm always here to help understand.
And we appreciate that. Danae is a fantastic resource for anyone listening at home. So Danae, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate all the insight, and thank you all for listening and for watching, and we'll see you next time.